This is where we have the ability to do asset management. Now within our reports, we can jump in and basically take a quick look at the inventory report, which easily identifies each machine based upon the make and the model. We've got our computer description, which is the host name. We have our service tag, so that way we could take this information and then go back to the manufacturer, whether it be Dell or Apple or whoever it might be, and then cross-reference that information for lease or warranty information. We've also got information about the last logged in user. We're capturing data about the hardware. And if I drop down the menu here in the top right-hand corner, you'll also see that network information is being captured as well as operating system information. So with this data, we can not only identify, who's currently on a machine or who is a machine allocated to, we can also look forward into what does the budget need to look like for 2024 or 2025 in terms of us being able to decommission some of these machines or potentially upgrade the operating system or look at things like, do we need to increase the RAM to go from Windows 7 to Windows 10 or Windows 8 to Windows 11? Does the machine have adequate storage space? So the whole concept behind our inventory is being able to quickly and easily have all of this information at your fingertips. And a lot of our customers today are doing this manually, and it's a clunky process for them to be able to go through and keep track of, where all these devices are, what kind of hardware's on them. And then to that point, we can also drill in even further. So if I need to jump up to our report viewer, of course we can, look at information about the LogMeIn central account to see who's connected to what machines when and where, but we can also, with the Insight module, drill in and see things like software inventory. So that way, if I need to see who has an application installed, I can see every application across every endpoint across the entire environment, which includes the application version and the installation date. So this can help keep track of where software is deployed, including your Microsoft licenses. And finally, with the ability to be able to track software and hardware, we can also do inventory reports on individual endpoints. So if I jump back up to our computers page and here navigate over to the inventory field, I can jump into an individual endpoint and then compare a snapshot from one date to the next. We've all heard our end users say, everything was fine before I went on vacation or before you guys did X, Y, or Z update. And in that use case, we can always go back and investigate what was different from one date to the next. In this use case, I've highlighted the date of 10/23 to today, and anything that's different will be highlighted in red. So you can see here on 10/23, this endpoint's free space was 37,000 megabytes, whereas today it's 30,000 megabytes. If something had changed with the DNS, if something had changed with the MAC address, if something had changed with the IP or the resolution of the screen, that would be called out here as well in red. Now we can also drill into the software. So if we want to see what's different on this machine software-wise, we can do that. That allows for us to be able to jump in here and see, if the end user is complaining that Google Chrome didn't used to have this problem or it used to have this feature and now it doesn't, well, maybe there is some credence to that because we've gone from version 118 to version 119, and maybe some sort of feature was added or removed as a result of that. So this allows for us to always be able to go back and sort of check the historic data in terms of what has changed on the endpoint. This also does include the user information. So we can see, when was the machine last booted? Have any user accounts been added or removed or last accessed from here as well? And then finally, when we're talking about asset management, this does also include the ability for us to be able to run the executive report. That is a report that we can run that gives a general overview of the last 30 days of the account, and this can be for a specific group, or it can be for all computers within the account. And whenever you run this report, it's going to generate a nice, easy to digest user interface that breaks down your Windows updates status, the antivirus status, your operating system type, your free disk space, and then it's also going to include events from the last 30 days, which have remote control time, the amount of sessions that have happened, the amount of alerts that have been triggered and acknowledged, and then any security threats that have been detected will also be detailed here. So the whole concept behind the Insight module and asset management is being able to give you reporting at your fingertips and data to really enable the technicians to be able to go through their job again more efficiently.